Well, certainly the notion that abdominal obesity is the high-risk phenotype has really been set in stone over the last 3 decades. I don't think there's any ambiguity any longer that the abdominally obese phenotype is the phenotype that conveys the greatest health risk. Among certainly the major observations are certainly 2. One is that visceral adipose tissue accumulation is certainly among the abdominal adipose tissue depots, is the one that seems to be the strongest correlate of downstream surrogate measures of cardiometabolic risk and, of course, morbidity and mortality. Certainly we lack causation. We still lack the mechanisms that clearly identify why that is, but that it is a very strong marker of morbidity and mortality is no longer questioned. And I think the second very important observation, in particular in the last perhaps decade, has been the notion that waist circumference in addition to BMI, not in the place of BMI, but in addition to BMI, really helps the practitioner identify those who present with the greatest health risk. So certainly we have some work to do to convince our clinical colleagues to make waist circumference a routine measure, but I think now it's very, very clear that it tells you something about your patient that BMI alone does not. So I think those are 2 observations over the last certainly 3 decades, but maybe even more so in the last decade for waist circumference that have clinical relevance and that hopefully will influence clinical practice very soon.